I've got it.
Yeah.
Dr. Cohn, I thought you weren't gonna be here because of the Florida storms. Was it bad where you are?
If you check the chart, you would see what I wrote. It says, and the wrecker did not find its way here. Our
Oh,
ears picked up its heavy footfalls across the state. If you chance on the slate of wreckage, the damage will draw tears from your eyes. And the wrecker brought down trees as well as dreams.
Wow.
Roofs are the new proofs of an unwanted visit. Roads now littered with leaves and branches. Both the poor and the rich cannot reach their abodes. And the hurricane reached there, leaving a state in war of blues and reds, now like a real war zone.
Oh, wow.
So it's not all parts of Florida that it got to, but if when you're less busy, you can see the pictures of the wreckage. It was an extensive damage to the state. So if you are, when you're ready, when you are less busy, you can look at the pictures. It's from NPR.
Yeah, I can see the link now.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. Okay. I'll have a look at that later.
Okay.
But it's just amazing that you're here. And hopefully you're right and your house is okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you want, we can start because we have limited time.
Yeah.
The first person that are going to participate is Almudena. After Almudena is Dr. Cole Turn, and after that Macarena, and finally Maria Jose. Okay. Macarena is coming. Okay. Then, if you want to start, Almudena, did you, o sea, has puesto, no pega.
No.
Hola Macarena. Hola. Hello
No
Macarena. Hello. No pega. Pues no sé, si quieres leerlo en español y lo intentamos traducir como podamos.
No, yo lo leo en inglés.
Ah.
Sí, léelo en
inglés. Léelo en inglés, venga.
Y me perdonáis.
Vale.
¿Vale?
Sí.
Vale, ¿pero me estáis viendo la cara?
Sí.
Ah, vale, genial. Pues cuando me digáis empiezo.
Pues cuando quieras.
¿Ya?
Pues sí.
Vale. Writing is your passion and ours. Publish your work. You are convinced that your writing can become a book, and we are determined to make the dream come true. ¿Me habéis entendido?
Sí.
As an editor, I am very happy to be here in this meeting for hours. Arthur, o sea, autores. Because Arthur, I have been working for more than 20 years in different published houses. And I have finally decided to create my 1 plus 6 hours editorial La Rueca. ¿Me entendéis? Helping to fulfill the dreams of many authors. We offer your multiple services, from the edition with distribution, so you can sell the books to your immediate environment, to the distribution of the copies you need, awarded to the most important sales formats and creators of digital accounts, so that you can manage your sales. You choose the service that fits your project with the peace of mind that the copies will always be yours. We edit your book in a month and a half. Editorial Arrueca is open to new initiatives from any author. It is an open publication proposing this the utmost professionalism and responsibility for any new and established author. I will be the lead to help you forming your dreams, publish your work, and if of this and seek interest to you, contact to me in www.editorialarroca.com. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Almudena.
¿No habéis entendido algo?
Bueno, eso ya se verá.
Eso pregúntaselo a tu amigo.
Bueno, lo importante es que lo has dicho y ahí queda grabado y,
Ahí queda.
y ya está. Thank you, Almudena. And is the turn of Dr. Cole. When you want, you can start. You've got 5 minutes to talk about your book or whatever you want. Thank you.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right. I was just trying to pull up the book, but it's a collection of poems that reflect my roots. I am from a city called Lagos in Nigeria. Nigeria is in West Africa. And like every city, it's a very tough place to live in. Cities all over the world are places of innovation, creativity, and improvisation. And so I have put some things together. So there is, before I get to the poems themselves, I have a prologue, which is titled Poetry and Politics, Moving from Green Lands to a Land of More Reds Than Blue. And it's looking at the whole idea of poetry. And then I have an epilogue, an epilogue that looks at Lagos itself. So it's a work that has some creative writing in it, and at the same time there are poems. So I will just give a little bit of the prose because I have very limited time. The Lagos child, civilian born, military bred. Lagos, the city has been labeled the cultural capital of Nigeria. In fact, The Economist of December 20th, 2018 thinks, I quote, Lagos is styling itself as Africa's cultural capital, unquote. The various creative expressions are the currency this city produces, circulates, and consumes. I'm aware of Okome's City of Anxiety as a post-colonial condition. As a 1960 offspring, I have come to reflect on my condition differently. So in extension of a categorization of Aderitol's colonial child, I settled for the epithet of a Lagos child born on the mainland, schooled on the island, and worked everywhere in the city of Lagos. I was born to middle-class civilian parents. Both grew up during the military era, when Lagos was the political capital of Nigeria. My growing up years were not defined consciously by a post or colonial kind of politics, but more by cultural spaces, locations, and activities that are erupted in my part of the city. These spaces and activities flow into my river of narration and reflection. So let me just give you a sample of one of the poems that I have, and so I would just keep quiet from there. Okay. I want to see which one. Okay. I want to take one that has to do with Lagos. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me give you the Poor's Manifesto. It was done in Nigeria, and talking was done. No more running of mouths without action. So after the conference of mechanics, technicians, repairers, tailors, and sellers of all sorts, the groups resolved to keep their noses clean, to rid their stalls of sharp practices and cutting corners. The rotten ones will be made a deterrent to others. Law and order will rule in the markets. All marks on streets will be clean. So with clean hands, the poor can face the rich and their political errand boys and girls. It is done, and the people are ready to take over power. No more vote buying and selling. No promises sold on platters with molds. The mechanics, technicians, repairers, tailors, and sellers of all sorts are now bold and battle ready. So that's a poem I wrote in 2018 that will be part of the collection. So that's it for today. Unless anybody has a question, I will be glad to answer.
Okay, thank you so much. The turn for questions will be in a few minutes after Macarena and after Maria. We start the turn of questions. Okay, now is the turn to Macarena. Macarena, when you want, you can start. You've got 5 minutes to explain your book or whatever you want. Okay, thank you. Macarena? Macarena, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay.
But
So
we can't see you.
Okay, yes, I'm going to share something.
Okay.
I am going to share this is the, if you can see it,
Yes.
this is the image for this tale. The theme is The Yellow Folder. It's inside Cosmic Tales from Here. That's my book in English. And it is a book for children and for big people as us, or big children, as we can say we are. And then I would like to tell you something about this tale and read just a very few parts. The Yellow Folder, approaching subtle words to our human experience in this planet. I'm sure that there are some meetings, conferences, or inter-world congresses. From time to time, the Yellow Folder, maybe it's an example. Many times we forget that we are part of an immensity that has life and vibrates. Many people feel that they come from somewhere else. Others strangely live a world somewhat different from the one they feel they belong to. The feeling that this story wants to convey is that our values are essential beyond human survival that limit us in the material world. We are much more in our energy, in our way of feeling. Our expressiveness can be multidimensional. And there are cosmic festivals and congresses like the ones we live here. Our human activity also is checked in a vibrational way, and we could think that there were some specific purposes for some centuries from time to time trying to help us, for example. And now we are living something similar. Now we can say that we are living an accelerated time, that there are many struggles, a lot of people fighting in war landscapes, going ahead with an old-fashioned way of living. Others are trying to go forward, trying to integrate new values and new ways of knowledge, new feelings and practice experience to evolve as a very singular human being, linking our vibration with other living beings in the same network, from material to subtle possibilities, nature. We live a special moment with a very expansive amplifying consciousness. The tale offers a cosmic network as an interworld meeting. It looks like our musical events, but maybe our human ones are inspired by what is happening outer our physical horizon. A cosmic journey, a harmonious and musical encounter, like through a rocket reaching those special spaces, those calls to expand our experience of sensibility, to have the tools for each new stage of life. We can have the materialized gift from this event, a yellow folder in which we can write our purposes, our victories, our personal goals, and also write down the music that makes our best tune to be in contact with our cosmic companions and thus feel the closeness of this wonderful friendship. If I have time, I read or show you my book. I have 1 minute more.
Yes, you
I have a minute more, maybe, or not.
Yes, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, so read just a very few paragraphs. So this is my book, Cosmic Tales from Here, in English and Spanish. Is for personal growth, for enjoying and to live this new imagination go through our lives. Some very interesting documentaries were shown with the participation of the protagonist in each area of knowledge and action. Rising values of nature, adaptation of species, proposal for new cities with greater ability and ecology, prototypes of semi-physical vehicles like hybrids, but with a greater spatial and temporal dimension, prototypes that could run, fly, disappear, and return to this place. The mechanics of transport always arouses passions among children and adults. Cosmic Tales from Here, Macarena Miletic. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you will enjoy this book.
Thank you so much, Macarena. Now is the time of Maria. Maria, when you want, you can start.
Talk about creativity and how to add creativity at work. That's for. I'll put the PowerPoint. I'll send it to you later, Loli.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So that's creativity at work. There's something that it is required for everyone when they go for an application or they go for a job, that they can add creativity to their work. Okay, so the first thing, where is it? Right. Okay, so we've got the creativity behaviors. Okay, so creativity behaviors is to come up with new ideas to improve performance or suggest new ideas to increase quality, and not afraid. You shouldn't be afraid to take risks, and often has a fresh approach to problem solving, which is what a lot of companies are looking for. And also they should suggest new ways to perform work tasks. The environment for creativity. The environment for creativity it is the shared perceptions of employees about the kind of behaviors that get rewarded and supported in a particular setting, like data, White and Paul said. So they need to consider the climate. the climate or the company is a good measure to know whether if there is a good environment for creativity. So the climate for creativity has been consistently found to be associated with employee creativity specifically in dynamic environments. Okay, so the climate for creativity, when there's a climate for creativity, people are encouraged to take risks, and failure is acceptable as well when you put a good effort on the project, and people are encouraged to solve problems in the organization as well. So 3 key ingredients for creativity is the number 1 is the creative process skills. So you must have creative process skills, divergent thinking, associative ability, analogical ability, personality, and thinking style. So your thinking style should be a little bit different, not as straightforward as the commonly we're looking for, right? So number 2 is that you need to have job-specific knowledge and skills. It didn't have to be related to to your job description. So you can comment on something else that is part of your expertise or part of your knowledge, even though it's not your job specific. And of course, number 3, depending on motivation as well. So the motivation could be intrinsic and extrinsic. The intrinsic is the motivation that you've got when you take the job. I mean, for some people, it's to go ahead. So what are you going to be in 5 years? Can I grow up with the company? And for other people, the motivation is extrinsic. So they want to buy a house, they want to travel, they want to, and that is what extrinsic motivation means. Okay, so to summarize what I've said, creativity and innovation is a way for the firms to sustain a competitive advantage. Overall research across different countries suggests that creativity is associated with better employee firm performance, and there's that 3 key individual factors, and the climate is very important. Okay, and that's the end of my presentation. Okay.
Okay,
Sorry
thank
about
you.
that. Sorry I couldn't show you my presentation. Okay.
Okay, thank you. The system advised us that only have 7 minutes to
Okay.
finish this session, but we've got another link to the next session where we can ask questions each other. Okay, then we have to go to the next session.
So shall we go to the next link? Yeah? Okay. All right then. Lolly?
Yes, it's okay. Close.
Yeah, okay. So
Close this.
I'm leaving this one. Okay. See you in a minute. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.